What's up? What's up, everyone? Welcome to the very first episode of the SnapCast. I am Alex Blackard. What's up? What's up, everyone? Welcome to the very first episode
I'm
of
Evan Bruce.
the SnapCast. I am Alex Blackard.
And I'm Kyle Vance. Nice to meet you guys.
All right.
What's going on?
Sorry about that. I had a little feedback in my headphones. If you are unaware, I'm sure most people here are aware of who we are as people and Magic players. I am Alex Blackard. I like to play Blue-White Control. Kyle, what do you like to do in Magic?
I like to put humans onto the battlefield and turn them sideways. Humans, best deck in Modern, not even close.
Evan, what about you?
I like to brew. I like to beat people with things that they don't know what cards mean.
Yeah, they got
Right.
We got a reader type scenarios.
Absolutely.
Very, very sweet. Well, today, I just want to thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. This is a project we've been working on for about 2 or 3 weeks, something like that.
Hopefully it goes for a lot longer than that.
Yeah, right. We get at least to the 4-week march. But yeah, if you dig it, our Twitter, we do have a Twitter. The SnapCast 1. We have a YouTube channel, which this entire video will be on. The SnapCast 18. And, of course, you're watching this live on SnapCast MTG on Twitch. We will have a podcast as well, but we don't have that quite set up yet. We're working on it. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about GPLA. We're going to be talking about SCG Dallas. We have the full tilt zone where Kyle rants for 45 minutes. No, I'm kidding.
A little while.
Yeah, just 40 minutes. The Nexus, where we kind of just talk things that are related to Magic. Maybe it's financial stuff. Maybe it's, other Richard Garfield inspired games. He actually does have a new game coming out, which looks pretty intriguing. And
yeah, for sure.
And then, of course, the cleanup step, where we talk about what we're going to talk about next week. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, man. I want to start with SCG Dallas. Top 8 for that. Some great decks, some great players. Operation Get Tan and Grace a trophy was still on a go. They got very close once again, but they failed. Lost in the finals. But I do like the Modern final table. It was humans versus humans, which makes me very happy to see my boys rocking it. And
the entire tournament I was watching, it was just all humans all the time.
All day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you guys. I mean, just on that note, the metagame for day 2, 6 humans, number 1 deck. 4 Storm. So those 6 human decks just beat up on those 4 Storm decks. 2 Black-Red Hollow 1. 2 Hardened Scales Affinity.
Oh,
more
gross.
Hardened Scales.
Oh,
yeah,
gross.
more Hardened Scales.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, I think it is better than regular Affinity now. The deck can just win out of nowhere, which is just so strong. I don't know how the humans matchup is with it. I've never actually played it, but I would like to get some testing with it. But the rest of the day 2 metagame for Modern was all one-ofs. 1 Blue-White, 1 Titan Breach, 1 Titan Shift, 1 Vengevine, 1 Pyromancer, just a whole bunch of one-ofs.
Yeah.
So humans, far and away the most popular deck, followed by Storm, 2 copies behind it.
We get it, man. Kyle. You're happy.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I was one of those players in the top 8, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Didn't have the trip to Dallas scheduled?
No, man, no.
Rather.
Right. Yeah, so Legacy, though, was actually held up that blue-black...
right?
Yeah, the blue-black Shadow list. Still real.
Shadow. This deck seems real.
It does. It seems really good. Just being able to play your fetch lands or your shock lands in Legacy and having it benefit you is so good. And reanimate with the Street Wraith is crazy.
I mean, watching someone Watery Grave shock like Ponder, next turn Daze, whatever they're casting, Bounce Your Watery Grave for extra value is insane.
Watching David Wong, I believe his name was, play that deck was just, he knew everything he was doing.
David Thomas. Yeah.
David Thomas. Just the deck looks so good. He made Tanning Grace look like he didn't know what he was doing. Like Tanning Grace didn't have a shot in that finals.
Like this just feels infinitely better than the Delver decks right now.
It feels really good. Like you get to play Gurmag, you get to play Delver, but you also get Deathrite. You also get like the full access.
You don't get Deathrite.
You don't get Deathrite.
Sorry,
we went over this. It's gone. Okay.
Delver. Not Deathrite. They both start with D. You know what I mean.
It's never coming back, Kyle. Let it go.
All right. But standard though, Bant Nexus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Are we on the ban Nexus plan yet, or
still not over it?
Nexus, I mean, seems good. I mean, there was 3 decks tied for the most in the metagame for day 2. Red Black Aggro, Mono Red Aggro, which I guess is the Flame of Keld version, and then Esper Control.
It's just the Chain Whirler, because like there's 3 red decks right now. There's the Red Black, there's Mono Red, and there's Mono Red Flame.
Okay.
The one that's just Mono Red, like it replaces Unlicensed Disintegration and Scrap Heap with like a few extra burn spells.
All of the red decks is what I'm hearing.
Correct. Yeah. And Fog.
And Fog.
I saw some blue-white, though. I saw some blue-white during coverage.
There was some blue-white,
That'll represent that control.
Yeah, blue-white was fine. But
this seems like a real rough format for control.
Yeah, a lot of aggro, a lot of just like under fumigate type of decks. Like
Nexus, we consider Nexus to be like a control or a control like combo deck, right?
Sure.
Yeah. It's kind of like turns in Modern, where you have Cryptic Command and Mana Leak or whatever remand, and then out of nowhere you just win the game. It's very similar to what Bant Nexus is doing.
Fair enough. So GPLA today was standard. The top 8 was pretty stacked. Logan Nettles playing Black-Red Aggro got it.
Mm-hmm.
But can we talk about this stacked top 8 and then the fact that a certain little someone top 8'd back with a burning vengeance?
We'll get to that in a little bit.
But his Black-Red list, I think it was really, really good. He was playing 3 Chandra's main. Some people have actually been going away from Chandra in the main deck of the Red Black Aggro decks, or like trimming it down to 1. But he was embracing it and had 3 copies.
The torch was burning.
I think that's a big nod to the Nexus decks. Like, I think the red decks are realizing they're not going to beat them with conventional damage. So, like, you're seeing decks move closer to burn spells and direct damage, because that doesn't care. Like, Haze of Pollen and Root Snare aren't doing anything.
Right. I played a little bit of the Bant Nexus deck last week, and the one deck that I had trouble with was the red deck with Lightning Strike and Shock and everything.
Sure.
Because I was sitting there with a whole bunch of fogs in my hand, but they had done the damage, got me down to like really low, and finished me off with those burn spells.
Yeah.
And it felt bad not to have like negate or disallow in my deck.
Yeah. The more burn style red deck rather than like the creature mid range version. Yeah.
Right.
Just the ones not playing like Phoenix and stuff seem like they'd be pretty good. Yeah. And
I wonder if that. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it lends to the fact that like the black-red version that won played more Chandras where they couldn't fog, so that makes sense. He probably played against his fair share of fog decks throughout the tournament, so it seems like Nettles was really ready for that matchup.
Yeah, and I think he should have been. The deck's pretty popular. The blue-white control players that have had trouble finding win conditions or a way to close the game probably move to this type of deck. And he had the answer for it.
I'm going to be interested to see how this pushes the format moving forward. Like, you kind of got this weird back and forth between the red decks and the fog decks, and I want to see what spot's gonna kind of come in and pick at both of them. Like, that's the way it feels like it's been in the last couple of standard formats, is you get these two juggernauts and then a third that comes in and kind of breaks everything up.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they ban everything and nothing matters anyway.
Right.
But no, you're 100% right. Like, there'll be a third deck. We just gotta wait a little bit. And of course, rotation's right around the corner, so...
Yeah,
right.
I mean rotation will be fine.
I do think, like, there will be maybe 1 or 2 more iterations of standard cycles. But I could see, like, the mono green deck reigning supreme at the end, maybe.
Yeah. But, I think Andrew Jessup actually just wrote or Danny wrote an article about, like, why you should be splashing blue in mono green Stop You Now. And it was a pretty good read.
For what cards?
Negate. Sure. And I think there was Commit to Memory in the deck as well. Just counter spells and ways to interact with the board, like, further than you have been doing, because there's very little interacts, like, with the board in green. But you just turn your card sideways and kill your opponent. So, you know, you want that little bit more of interaction. You need Negate for things like Nexus of Fate and such. Your opponent taps out for a Nexus, and you get to negate it, and they think that they're safe, and you turn around and kill them.
Yeah, did you see that? Yeah. Did you guys see that Sifter Worm deck that was like
9
and 2 or something?
That deck looked sweet.
There we go.
Yeah, the Teamer Sifter, it looked good. When it was on camera, it did lose to, I think it was black-green aggro. But it did look good. He never resolved his Sifter Worm in it. But it looked good. You got to do Hour of Devastation, Hour of Glory, or Hour of Promise, all that stuff, make zombies. And, you know...
but did you see him Banefire for 18?
I did see that. That was sick. And, like...
Yeah, the Majiri Conjurer, and then Banefire for 9, copy it, 18U.
The sweetest thing before, a couple turns before that, he's playing against Mono Red, and he had to cast Memory, so he let his Mono Red opponent refill their hand and still ended up winning the match.
Oh yeah, that was the match against Julian John.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm pretty sure he was only like 6 life, so like... Bold move, Cotton.
Yeah, he was at 6. His opponent had a Scrap Heap Scrounger, but he ended up having like a Commit to Memory and then a Braid and something in the hand, so he wasn't in too much trouble. But he untapped. I think he had like something like 17 mana when he untapped, and the game was just over. But yeah. Going back to Modern real quick, I want to touch on how the finals ended. So Ross Merriam has been playing the deck for, like, not too long. He's done a tournament or 2 with it, but I would say that he's more of like a modern aficionado of a lot of different decks, especially blue-red decks.
Sure.
He played Dredge for a while, but I wouldn't say he's like a master of humans. But his opponent, Brian, from what I've heard, has been playing the deck for quite a long time and knows the deck very well. So in the finals, in Game 2 of the finals, he was playing against Ross, and it really showed the difference between someone that knows the intricate interactions of humans versus someone that picks up the deck because it's a very good deck. Yeah.
Especially in the mirror match, like how many?
Yeah.
Like how many mirror matches do you think like your average player that picks up a deck like plays?
So Brian had a Whirler Rogue on his side of the field, and they both sides of the battlefield were very large. And Russ Merriam top decks a Phantasmal Image, and instead of playing the Hostage Taker on his side to hostage take the Whirler Rogue, which would have been a very safe play and would have made the game go a lot longer, he thought that he could Phantasmal Image the Whirler Rogue to make his creature unblockable to kill Brian. So what ended up happening was he Phantasmal Imaged the Whirler Rogue, and in response, Brian tapped 2 artifacts to make the Phantasmal Image that just came in unblockable, before the trigger for the Doctor's had resolved.
Yeah, before it resolved.
Before the trigger had resolved, so he could not give his creature unblockable.
Sure.
Yeah. So that I believe that actually ended up costing Ross the game and the match and the tournament.
Rip your pepperonis and just throw them all over the table.
So I mean, I just like to point out, like, don't pick up a deck and think that you can win because it's like the best deck. You need to get those reps in.
100%.
You need to be a master of your deck, especially in Modern, to win PPTQs, RPTQs, GPs, SCGs. Yeah. You really need to know your deck inside and out.
100%. That's why
I agree with that.
Play your deck. Don't play the hot deck, right?
Right. Don't play the hot deck. Play the deck that you know. And like knowing a deck better than someone else, knowing matchups, that's how you win.
Oh, sideboarding is like huge. Because if you sideboard, like that's one thing I see. Not to go on a rant here, but that is something that I see a lot of players do. Like, especially with like Jeskai and Blue White. Like, I have people, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I have people that ask me like, how do I sideboard in this matchup? And I just see them bring in like way too many cards. Like, so for example, in Humans, you bring in, oh my god, the white 1 instant exile red or black permanent.
Yeah, Celestial Purge.
You bring that in. Believe it or not, you bring that in because it kills Freebooter.
And it kills Mantis Rider.
Yeah.
So, but one thing I wanted to touch on, Eric Froelich playing Bant Nexus, blue-black mid-range and black-red aggro. Those are 3 very large pillars of the format. There was another player that played blue-white approach.
Oh, who was that?
That top-aided.
Oh, really?
None other than Alex Bertoncini. We'll get into that a little bit later, but anybody who follows the competitive scene at all knows that name. We're gonna get into that's gonna be my full tilt topic about old Bertoncini.
Oh yeah,
Burton cheat.
We'll let you rant on that one.
Yeah. We'll get into it. Is there anything any of you would like to say before we go into the full tilt?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, so with that being said, this is the full tilt. So this segment is what it is what you expect it to be. We all just kind of rant for several minutes about things that kind of pissed us off during the week.
For
and
sure.
being that this was inspired, this segment was inspired by Kyle. Kyle, I'm gonna let you start, man. Go ahead and tell us your full tilt for the week.
All right, this week I played at a PPTQ on Saturday at a good old Wizwag in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And I had a friend going, and he wanted to play Humans, so I let him play my Humans deck, and I picked up my friend's Storm deck. And
shout out to John. I gotta shout him out. I'm sorry.
Shout out to John. Shout out to Julian. You guys are great. But man, did I really hate my day of Magic? How anyone plays Storm at a competitive level?
Oh man,
just baffles my mind.
Evan's like, me all the time.
So like I picked the deck up. I do some prep games.
Tips, Kyle.
I don't need them because I'm never playing the deck again. So I pick up the deck. I do some rep games. Deck feels good. Sideboard's kind of weird. The sideboard's kind of weird, but like it's Storm. It's fine. Round 1, I play against Humans. I know the matchup from the Human side. He wins game 1 really fast. Game 2, I win really fast. And then game 3, I lose to a sideboard card that I told him to play, which was Yixla Jailer. Yeah, so my own sideboard tech coming back to bite me in the ass kind of sucked.
For the viewers, what does that card do? If they don't know?
Yixla Jailer is a 1 and a black zombie wizard. Cards in graveyards lose all abilities. So I cast
Sweet Past in Flames.
I cast Past in Flames. I had 3 Manamorphose and 2 Desperate Rituals in my graveyard. And in my hand was like 2 Ops, And then I cast Past in Flames, and I cast Manamorphose, and he goes, Violin 2, put in Yixla Jailer. And I'm like, mm-hmm. And,
oh my God.
Not to be even more tilty, but I looked at the top 3 cards of my deck, and it was Bolt, Grape Shot. So I would have just wiped his board. And I was so tilted. Round 2, I play against John, who's playing my deck, which was humans once again.
Yep. Dude, that PTQ was littered with humans.
It was just all humans, all Jeskai, all burn. That's just what it was.
Hey, there was one Tron deck there.
You were betraying your Jeskai.
Yeah.
So
Sorry,
round three, I play against my friend, my good guy, friend Hunter, and Hunter was playing Jeskai. The one card I really wanted to play in Storm was Gigadrouse, and Gigadrouse was great. And that was the one match I won of the day.
Yep.
And then the last 2 rounds I played against Burn. I don't know how Storm ever beats Eidolon of the Great Revel.
It doesn't.
Seems like it.
You gotta remove it.
Like my hand was like repeal, unsubstantiate, and that just buys me a turn. So had 0 fun there. And then I played Scape Shift in the last round, and he turned forward me, and I was like, okay.
Must be nice.
So I did exactly 0 storming on Saturday, and yep. Good thing is, friend Nick won the whole thing with Jeskai control. Good for him. Happy. There was 2 humans in the top 8. A Dredgevine, 2.
Does it make you think you should have played humans?
Oh, I should have played humans. Absolutely.
Does it make you think you should have played Jeskai?
No. I loved the tournament. I was having fun. I don't know. I went 2-3. I lost my winning into prizes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean the deck's super powerful. I mulliganed to 5 and natural Tron someone out of the game. It was great.
That's just what it does.
Yeah. No,
I saw you a little
Tron
tilted,
guy.
I think I saw you a little tilted near the end of the day, didn't I? You were getting a little salty.
Well, I wasn't salty. I was just.
It wouldn't be a tournament if he didn't get a little salty.
Fair enough. No, I lost to Blue-White Control in the final round, which is an amazing matchup for Tron. And literally, game 3, I drew 11 lands. I'm not joking.
Yeah, I mean, you're Tron. Don't you want that?
Yeah, don't you want that? No, you don't. It was just back to back, rip, land. I had infinite mana if I could ever do anything with it, but I never saw our Lord and Savior, Karnfather.
The Karnfather didn't show up?
No.
Well, since you're already salty, why don't you tell us about your tilt this week?
Yeah, so before the show, I have in my notes right here, I was going to talk about players guessing cards in your hand, oh, here comes the lightning bolt for my mana dork, or whatever, stuff like that. And then I looked at the results of the GP top 8, and holy moly. Alex Bertoncini, you give a bad name to people named Alex B in the Magic community. Holy smokes, this guy. He top 8s after a very long time I know he's not been banned for a long time. He's been banned for cheating.
He should still be.
He's been banned twice now, I believe.
Still playing.
Chat was lit though.
Still cheating his way to top.
As soon as I found out that he top 8'd, I went back and looked and watched the feature match.
Watch it. Yep.
From what I can tell, they put him on camera all of one time because Wizards is ashamed of it, as they should be. They had to put him on in top 8 because they show all the top 8 matches at GPs. The comment section, Twitch chat, was lit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I believe it.
Was absolutely his opponent casted a Censor, and somebody in chat said, "Yeah, Censor's great, but I think Alex prefers Explorers." The memes were so hot. There were so many good ones.
That's good.
Yeah. But no, I think it's disgraceful to the game. If you've ever met me, I like fair play. I like being cordial to your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, until they give you a reason not to.
Right.
If they try and angle shoot you or cheat you, obviously, whatever. But no, I think the fact that he was only on coverage once says a lot, and I think he needs to be banned. I don't know.
I mean,
what do you guys
think?
Ban
him. They can't ban him right now based on not doing anything.
Dude, he got DQ'd from a PTQ or something. Not like recently, like several months ago. It was at least this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the next time he does something, they'll like, hey man, that's the third time you've publicly done something and been caught. I don't know. Like that's a can of worms that like could be for another time. Like I don't know.
This is the time, Kyle. This is full tilt.
It just seems weird to me that like Wizards seems so quick to throw around the ban hammer in conversation, but in practice they seem very reserved with it.
They did,
and like things like this keep happening. Like Dan Ward certainly isn't the first.
That's true.
Right.
Which that was something in one of our pre-shows we talked about in Magic 25th anniversary Pro Tour. Dan Ward got DQ'd.
Him and his team.
His whole team, got DQ'd.
Which included Craig Wesco.
Yeah.
Like one of the most outstanding, like upstanding players on the Pro Tour.
Dude. Craig was not happy about it.
I wouldn't be either.
No. 100%.
And for you that didn't know, what happened was Dan was playing against a Humans deck, and the Humans player vialed in the Meddling Mage, and Dan said, okay, and he goes, I want to respond with Path to Exile.
He was like, trigger on the stack.
And trigger on the stack, I want to Path to Exile it. And the guy's like, no, it's on the battlefield.
There's no trigger.
So, there's no trigger. So what he did is he called a judge, and the judge determined that he knew how the gameplay worked, and that they disqualified the team because he lied to a judge. Yep. And if you know Dan Ward, like there's been things in his past that has been kind of sketchy. Putting a Dryad Arbor into play, immediately tapping it for mana, stuff like that. Getting a Path to Exile land and untapping it. Just like little things like that. Like even those small corners, that's still cheating. Like
and I mean the first couple times you could say it's a coincidence, but a pattern starts to develop, and then we see what's going on here. So Evan, what is your rant for Full Tilt?
So this time of year, I am always on the same train, and it's on the Hall of Fame Chris Pikula train. And someone please tell me why this man is not in the Hall of Fame.
I couldn't tell you.
He's not even on the list this year.
On the list?
He's not on the list of candidates.
Did he lose his eligibility, or?
Oh wait, no, here he is. He is on the list.
Okay.
I was gonna.
Yeah. Rude boy.
But either way, like, let me read you the people that are in higher standing than him right now. Conley Woods. When's the last time Conley?
No, you're 100% right, but. Conley was like Saffron Olive before Saffron Olive was Saffron Olive.
Right, and like I'm not trying to take anything away from Conley Woods, but like Chris Pikula was so key to like the early days of competitive Magic.
No, you're right. He literally
has the results to back it.
Yeah, no, he's great.
He literally made deck registration a thing at Comp REL. Could you imagine going to a competitive event without deck registration? Like, that's insane.
Yeah. And
like
that was Chris Pikula. And he was a huge flag bearer of fair play,
still is.
And not cheating.
Just a good guy.
Yeah.
And like
good. Yeah.
What I've heard most people talking about is names like Seth Manfield, Jerry Thompson, and like I'm not trying to take anything away from these high caliber players, but like how long has Seth Manfield been on the scene? Like he's been a top 25 player for the last 3 or 4 years?
Yeah.
Maybe 5. And Jerry Thompson like maybe 6 or 7.
But Jerry T's been doing it. a long time.
Correct. And like I said, I'm not trying to take anything away from any of these names. Like they all have the accolades to be on this list.
But like, why isn't Chris Pikula already there? Like, he should already be there.
It boggles my mind every year that this man is still not in the Hall of Fame.
Right. Yeah. If he doesn't get in this year, it's like, what's going on? Like, he's done well in multiple GPs this year. I think he got top 16 in one this year. He was back, like, he gets Pro Tour, like, been in multiple Pro Tours. He's just a great player, been a great player since the 90s. Like,
I think his stats kind of, I don't know. If from what I can remember, if you have
I'm looking at him right now.
Sure, shoot.
He's got 1 Player of the Year top 10, 3 Pro Tour top 8s, 4 Pro Tour top 16s, 15 Pro Tour top 32s. Like, these numbers are significantly increased over names that are getting mentioned higher in these conversations. Like, to put it in comparison with Conley has 2 Pro Tour top 8s. He only has 3 top 16s. He only has 5 Pro Tour top 32s, and he has none of these.
What about Manfield or Seth?
Seth, let me look at his.
all right, while you're looking that up, I just want to say, like, a big thing people are going to say is that he doesn't have the Pro Tour win to back it all up.
That's the thing.
Like, you see, like, Jerry T, he's got 1 and then a final. Like, Seth Manfield, I believe he has 1. Just like...
So I got Seth's up.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 4 top 8s, and he does have the 2 wins.
Oh,
he's won
2 wins. 2 wins.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like, you can go ahead and lock him in.
But like, my biggest complaint with Manfield is that he doesn't have the time in the game that everybody else in the Hall of Fame had at the time they were inducted.
I feel that, but I mean, that only speaks not to like go, oh my god, bandwagon fan here, but that speaks to like how good he is, right? If he did it for much less time and has the same amount of accomplishments as players that have been playing for 15 years, like,
I agree,
it's impressive.
but that's not what you base the Hall of Fame on alone. Like, when you set a certain standard of meet these requirements to be in the Hall of Fame, and then you go, okay, well, I understand that you don't meet this one, but you did so well in the other one, we'll let you in anyway, and then overlook what Chris Pikula has done for the game. Mm-hmm. That's what gets me. Like, I'm all for like players who have an outstanding, like, even a shorter time frame like that. Seth Manfield should absolutely be in the Hall of Fame, but so should Chris Pikula.
Right. It all comes back to the fact that he and like I said, it's probably just the one thing holding him back is not having that Super Bowl win.
Yeah,
that Stanley Cup. You know.
Yeah, he's like the Dan Marino right now of
right.
Like, did a lot of great stuff, but hasn't captured his ring yet.
Who's the Hall of Famer?
Right.
Okay, mic drop. Mic drop.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a little frustrating. You know, he's got so many accomplishments. It's time for him to get in.
I 100% agree. I see where the naysayers are coming from, but I do agree. All right,
yes. You guys want to head to the Nexus?
Yes.
Yes,
Into
sir.
the Nexus. That is our fate.
Right. I do want to add something real quick to the front before we talk about, Arena, a couple card prices, and the new Garfield game. Tomorrow's Monday, and it's the BNR announcement.
That is something that I don't even have in my show notes, and I'm so glad you brought it up because it's actually a perfect Nexus topic too. So,
right.
Actually, let's. I kind of want to dive into this big time because it's very important.
So let's just start it off with Stoneforge.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to Stoneforge.
So let's do Modern, because I think we all agree that that's our favorite and best format. I think we all agree.
I think it's the most relevant to the ban and restricted list.
I think Standard might
I don't think they're going to change standard this close to rotation.
I have like one or two things we can talk about for standard,
that
yeah, let's start with modern.
So,
and I'm gonna start off with my little Stoneforge spiel here.
Okay. Shoot.
Have you ever been killed by?
Do we need to go back to the full tilt? Because you know we should do that.
No, it's all good. You ever been killed by a grape shot on turn 3? You ever been killed by a pirate spellbomb loop on turn 3?
I have.
Ever been killed by ad nauseum on turn 4? Like,
yeah.
What would a 4/4 lifelinking vigilant germ token do to you?
Literal nothing.
What would that do to you?
So
on a 1/2 body.
I'm gonna
in white. In white.
Yeah.
Like what are we afraid of?
Counter argument.
We unbanned Jace, the boogeyman.
And it's not getting played.
It is getting played, Evan. It is getting. Don't tell me it's not getting played.
Okay.
Bloodbraid Elf is not getting played. Like Bloodbraid Elf, it's not that good. Like what
this
was
isn't the format. Like it got banned because of what Extended was. And like people feared Modern would be too similar to Extended. Well, and this format is so different from what Extended ever was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Standard especially too. Like Jason Stoneforge, BFFs, trolling down.
Yeah, people were so afraid of Callblade and Extended and Modern that they were just like, nope.
They're just like trotting down the yellow brick road with the blood to bludgeon your head in. Like that was that. Like I think the Pro Tour after that incited the bannings for Jace and Stoneforge had literally every single deck had 4 copies of Jace the Mind Sculptor, and half of them were like blue-black control, and then half of them were Callblade.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something, Alex. At this PPTQ, would your Ugin have been worse if your opponent got to keep a Batter Skull in Battlefield?
I mean, probably a little bit worse, technically, but I don't care.
With no token?
That token is a black germ.
Yeah, no, I know. But
so
I see see your angle. I appreciate it, but to answer the question, yes, it'd be slightly better.
Yeah, they would have to put a threat out, equip it.
They would have an equipment in play. You are correct.
Yeah.
It's just like it baffles my mind that we think that Modern doesn't need a good white creature, because the best Death and Taxes deck right now is humans. Like green white.
You're 100% correct there.
I know I'm correct. I played green white Taxes. I played mono white Taxes. I've tried them all.
They're so like as much as
they're so mopey.
Yeah,
and so don't do anything.
Yeah, so as much as people like to dog on blue white and Jeskai for being dirtily, I think those green white do nothing, like kind of just dirtle around. Like that's the only word I can really think of. Those are dirtle decks to me.
Yeah, like Leon and Arbiter and Blade Splicer. Blade Splicer might be the worst card played in Modern at a competitive level. Like
that or Leon and Arbiter.
I have more merit for Leon and Arbiter than Blade Splicer. Blade Splicer is a 1/1 that's sometimes good.
Yeah.
Like it's so bad. It's just so bad. So you replace the Blade Splicer with a Stoneforge, and like it's also good with Resto. You get multiple targets. You don't like get all the bodies, but you do get to keep blinking your Stoneforge and getting more equipment from your deck, which could be good.
Well, and like another thing is like how many relevant equipment are there? Like there's Batterskull and there's the swords. Like we don't have Jit in this format.
That's true.
That is.
It's not like we're going and tutoring up a Skull Clamp. Like.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
Every deck in the format is already playing some form of artifact removal.
Yeah,
or at least
a braid.
Well, yeah, especially right now with KCI being as prevalent as it is.
Like every white deck plays Stony.
Yeah, that's true.
Most red decks are playing like some form of Ancient Grudge, like
Ancient Grudge, a braid, K command,
right?
Abrupt K,
Wear Tear.
Like it would not be a problem. I don't see why it'd be a problem.
So, do we got everything out? We all agree that Stoneforge Mystic should be unbanned.
Yeah. All right.
Is there anything
modern?
So we were just talking about something that I want to bring up. I brought up KCI. What do you guys think? I think they need to ban the card Clan Ironworks like yesterday.
I see what you're saying.
Is it because you
go ahead and give us the spiel, Alex? What's reasoning?
So the deck, the deck is like super consistent, right? And almost all of the pros agree that you should probably be playing this deck. And when all of the pros agree on that, whether they're playing it or not, because like some pros like playing X style deck, like Brian DeCandio, all those guys that play Jeskai and defend Jeskai, they will always play Jeskai or blue white, right? But when most of the pros say, "Yo, this is the best deck in the format, not close," and it's so consistent, you just get your loop and you do this. You're dead now. You're dead now. This is happening, and you're dead now. And like, I don't know. I just think it should be. I don't think they should ban Ancient Stirrings because it's in too many decks.
Says the Green Tron player.
No.
But to that argument, the fact that Ancient Stirrings is in the format, sees 5 cards, it gives you colorless, like, in the decks that you want it, like, colors is what you're going for.
Yeah.
Whether it be a land or an artifact. Affinity, Hardened Scales Affinity, Tron, KCI, Amulet Titan, all of those decks, you were seeing 5 cards for 1 mana. But Ponder's too good. But Preordain's too good.
Look, I get the point. I definitely understand the point. But I think players are so invested now. You're just gonna. It's not worth it, right? Like, you're gonna piss off more players by nerfing their $1,000 decks.
So let me ask you, like, if this were Storm or if this were any other combo deck, and we've seen this in the past, like with Splinter Twin, with Storm, with other variants of the quote-unquote best combo deck, it gets hated out of the format. Are we just at the point where, like, if you're an oppressively good combo deck, we just don't want to have to dedicate more in our sideboards to it? So our answer is to ban something? Because, like, yes, KCI is good. KCI is consistent, and it's probably the best combo deck in the format. But as soon as you ban something, there will be another combo deck that will pop up and will replace it. So do you ban something out of that one? Like, we just
totally
continue
see
this
what you're
trend.
saying here.
Yeah.
So I do want to say, can we look at how many copies of KCI were in day 2 of the team open?
Sure.
1. Uno copy. 1 copy. Is that really the best deck?
That's a very small sample size, though. Come on, Kyle.
Sure. It's a small sample size. But
it was a team open.
Yeah, but still, for not the best, for it being the best deck or the best combo deck.
Yeah. There
was 4 copies of Storm, and granted, one of those was probably Paul Miller, who plays with Caleb Shear, so they do their thing. There was 1 copy of Titan Breach, which is a pseudo combo type deck. There was a copy of Amulet Titan, which is another Ancient Stirrings abusing deck. I think that the trend of the deck is going down with the more graveyard hate that is coming. And it could just be the spice of the week kind of thing, where now you're seeing more and more Bridgevine. So the hate for KCI might go down, and it might come back because there's more Bridgevine hate.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think, it needs to be banned, but I can see. I always try and look at things from, like, both sides. Like, I like to look at it from your average person, and then I'd like to play devil's advocate as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
sure.
So I see the merits of both arguments, and I wouldn't be surprised if Clan Ironworks just gets blown up,
nipped in the bud
tomorrow. Yeah.
So I have one that I think can come off the ban list. Don't think
the same wavelength here. Are we talking about a red enchantment?
We are not.
What
are you talking about?
I might be talking about the Splinter Twin boy.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, I think that can be unbanned.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So what has been printed since the banning of Splinter Twin? We've gotten a Braid. We've gotten Fatal Push. Both great answers.
Amazing.
Both cards.
A Braid
and Modern All-Star Wizard's Lightning.
Oh, and of course, Wizard Lightning. How could I forget? But and the format has been so much aggressive.
I hate you, Evan.
So much more aggressive. And you know what else is really good? Meddling Mage. I'll name Splinter Twin. I'll name whatever. I'll name Deceiver X-Star. I'll name Pestermite. Whatever. It doesn't matter. And then Vial on 3. I'll Vial my Reflector Mage. Bounce your thing you're targeting with your Splinter Twin.
Yeah.
I think that we can handle it.
No, I agree with that.
Agree
I don't
100%.
Oh, is that a 3-for-3 on Agree with Splinter Twin?
Yep.
All right.
We
You heard it here.
We didn't
You
really
heard it here, Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
You heard it here. Unbanned Splinter Twin. Unbanned
It's
Splinter
safe.
Twin.
And if I remember correctly, Splinter Twin didn't even win. Wasn't like the most represented deck when it got banned.
Yeah, it
Right?
was.
Was it?
It won the tournament. It beat Amulet Titan.
It was easily 20 to 25% of the format
But then
at any given tournament.
But immediately after they banned it, Eldrazi Winter happened and literally almost killed Modern. So
Correct.
they fixed it.
Fun fact, that's when I started playing Modern, and I did not understand why people liked it. And then my friend Dan's like, it's not usually like this.
You're just like, this is horseshit. I don't even
Just give it a couple of months, they'll fix it.
I don't even like
Yeah.
Magic anymore. This game's stupid.
Yeah.
People just get all these fatties on turn 3 and kill you.
He handed me Wilted Abzan and was like, here you go. And then my opponent was like, Ayavugan, 3/2/1s, turn 2, Thought Not You. And I was like, my deck seems really bad.
Oh, man.
Yeah. All right, anyway, what were you going to go with, Evan?
What's the best green deck in the format?
Which format? Modern?
In Modern.
Easily Humans.
Okay.
God damn it. I would say
What green creatures do they play?
Noble Hierarch.
Would Green Sun Zenith really still need to be on the ban list?
Oh my god.
Stop
No.
it. I thought you were going to go towards
Yeah.
an enchantment, which I'm a fan of.
What deck does Green Sun Zenith benefit right now, other than what, Elves?
Elves gets a boost. I'd say
gets a huge
any collected company deck gets a boost.
Sure, none of them are winning.
They might. Green Sun Zenith is a broken card.
I don't think it would affect the format at all.
So I think
I don't
Elves
know.
is already a borderline.
I think
great
you're
deck.
wrong, Evan.
I think Elves is a borderline great deck already, and giving them a Court of Calling that costs 2 green less, like that might be nuts.
Yeah.
That might be too good.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Elves is explosive as hell. Like, if they have those nut draws, it's bad news bears for you if you're playing them. So I disagree.
Sure, you can say that about any deck, but
I very much disagree with. I don't want Green Sun. No deck I would ever sleeve up in Modern would want to play against even a turn 1 Green Sun. Like, no.
Yeah, it's like Green Sun is just like insane. It's like turn 1, get a Dried Arbor, shuffle back in. Like if it didn't shuffle back in.
Oh god, I forgot about that. Yeah, no way,
Yeah.
not a chance.
not a chance.
Not a
Evan.
chance.
Well, let's talk about a different green card. Our Lord and Savior Birthing Pod.
No.
yeah,
Also, if
this
it's a green
is
card,
definitely.
I'm sorry. If it's a green card, I'm gonna just go ahead and check that no box. So
I think this is another one that could easily come off the.
I agree. What is inherently broken about this card? Modern was a way slower format when it was good, and like humans would just run over these decks. Humans would run over any of these decks.
I think any
what are
of
you
the
potting-
graveyard decks would too.
What are you potting into? Siege Rhino? It's not very good. Like Sigarda, Host of Herons? Okay, you have a 5/5 and you have Hexproof. You can't second your stuff. Here's my 17 Power of Creatures, and I'll Reflector Mage your Sigarda, by the way, and you're dead. Or I'll KCI kill you. Like, it just seems like it's so much work.
I mean, and the thing that gets me about, like, the old pod decks is, like, people have tried to make them Eldritch Evolution decks, which, like, I understand Evolution is no pod, but, like, you're still playing the same toolbox-style deck, and they're just getting run over out of the format. Like, as someone who has tried to play Eldritch Evolution in Modern since the day it got printed, it's almost unplayable right now.
I agree. Shout out to my boy Adrian Barnello, who thought that Eldritch Evolution was going to get banned within the first 3 months in Modern.
Adrian,
he's like,
yeah.
He was like, I will burn my hat in a bet if this does not get banned within the first 3
He loves that hat.
I know. Fun fact, he never burned a hat.
Oh, boo. Adrian, next time I see you, we're burning that hat.
Oh, man. Anyway, Eldritch Evolution, I've tried to make it work. My biggest highlight with it was I like top 32 in SCG or something. With Evolution, Voice Resurgence, and the Rallier felt really good.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. The Kiki Evolution deck.
Yeah, Kiki Evolution.
That deck's actually
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
but it's not very good.
Yeah,
I've been trying to play some variant of that deck for the last 4 months, and I just sit there and watch my KCI opponent kill me on turn 3, and I'm like, but I've got this sweet Renegade Rallier and Voice of Resurgence.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So, speaking of cards that have declined in price, Voice of Resurgence. Let's
sad.
Are we good with the modern ban talk?
Yeah, I think we can move.
Can we move past the ban talk? The only thing.
I just want to say something real quick about Standard. I could see Nexus getting banned.
Yep. 100%. Not 100%, but
I don't think they will until after rotation.
Not because it's broken, but it
is.
It inhibits
Evan's just like you're wrong.
Bad experience. If Standard is the intro format for any player, it creates a bad experience for new players in Standard. I played against a kid with the deck, and he looked like he was going to quit.
They've ruined Standard altogether.
And then also the fact that you can't get it from opening packs also makes it a card with
exclusive.
Very low. Yeah, that feels exclusive, or not everyone can have this card.
Yeah, it kind of seems like, especially at this point, all the buy a box promos. If you don't have them, guess what? You're gonna have to buy them from a store or from online or whatever
for $30 a piece.
The reason that they ended the whole full art promos when the player rewards promos. Because of gatekeeping, it's similar to me. To your point, Kyle, if you sit across a new player at FNM and they've literally they went out, bought a fat pack, and have the booklet with all the cards in it, and maybe they studied it and they're like, oh, I never seen that card. What is that even legal? And you're like, yeah,
and then you have to explain.
And then it's just an awkward experience, and it leads to, like you said, very unfun play patterns where you literally don't get a turn. You literally, you just essentially mind-slaver them, except you don't even have to take their turn. You just keep taking turns for yourself, and it's just not fun. So,
yeah, there was multiple ways they could have fixed the card. Make it a sorcery. Yeah. Don't shuffle it in. Make it 8 mana instead of 7. There was multiple ways they could have fixed the card.
Yeah. Well, even if... They could have had it just fun. Exile.
I agree.
They could have had it just exile it.
I don't think they'll ban it, but I agree with what you're saying.
I think they should, just for the health of the format.
I think they should.
Especially.
You don't think they should?
If they want.
No, I do think they should, but I don't think they will.
Especially if they want Return to Ravnica, Return to Ravnica. If they want it to be a set where people are like, yes, we are back. This is going to be great.
It's Guilds of Ravnica,
it's
Kyle.
Guilds time. There's no more Kaladesh. There's no more energy. There's no more Fatal Push, Walking Ballista. None of this. If they want to make the format really, really good, I would say they need to ban Nexus.
Yeah, because Dominaria, amazing. 10 out of 10, great set.
Yeah.
One of the best limit. I only got to draft this set 3 times, but great limited. From what I was seeing on Twitter, all the pros agree it's literally top.
It's one of the best in a long time.
Top 3 of all time. So that's saying something.
It's probably the best since Innistrad.
Yeah, I hate limited.
Too.
I hate limited, and I played a good amount of limited Dominaria.
Yeah.
It was a good time, but that was it. And then for Legacy, I don't see anything happening.
Yeah, they just had a huge bannings last time.
Yeah.
So
the format still needs time to settle.
Yeah.
Right. If Blue Black Death Shadow is your best deck, then you're fine format.
100%. 100% agree. But yeah, so card prices. In the Nexus, we like to talk about things that are related, and financial aspects of Magic the Gathering is a huge aspect of it if you're gonna.
I agree.
If you're gonna play this game on a regular basis. So, Evan, do you have some risers this week?
Yeah, so let me pull it up. I got it right here.
Sure.
Really, there were two big ones that stood out to me that are on the rise. One of these is just an uncommon, but it went from like 60 cents to $4.
Yeah.
It's bust out your Scars of Mirrodin boxes, because Throne and Geth is a $4 card now.
I have to have like 40 of these in my box of bulk at my mom's house. Like,
I guarantee it.
So that's from the Hardened Scales deck, right?
So it's from that. It's also showing up in the Legacy Shadow lists.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the pull? For what? I don't get it.
I couldn't really explain why it's in the list.
Do you guys not know? So
no.
At the Pro Tour 25, the blue-black Death Shadow player, I forget his name.
Josh
Utter-Leyton. Oh, wow. Pro Tour Hall of Famer Josh Utter-Leyton used it.
He's got 2 in his sideboard.
Yeah, he used it to up a chalice that was on 1, to proliferate a chalice that was on 1. So
yeah.
So he proliferated it and then dumped his hand, and then the next turn he killed his opponent.
Oh my god!
And it was on coverage. It was on coverage too. So
because it can sack itself.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh my gosh, that's so smart.
Yes. So
wow, that is like go to Best Buy. That is so tech. Oh my god!
Geek Squad rolls up to your house. Like
that is crazy.
So I think that's the real reason. Yes, it is in that Hardened Scales deck.
So it's showing up in Modern.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
But anyway, the other one, and this one I love. I didn't know this card existed until like it randomly spiked. It's called Groundbreaker.
Yes.
Oh,
and for any of you who like Ball Lightning, this is just a time-shifted green Ball Lightning.
Yep.
And there's this sick deck that is called Coco 8 Ball.
Yep.
Which is collected company for 12
red
Ball
or green 6/1. Yeah, 6/1 haste. Yep.
I actually
just bashed.
I played against this deck at what was it? SCG Super IQ.
Yeah.
The one that you and I played against each other, Kyle. At what shop was that? Anyway.
Magelings?
Yeah, at Magelings. And I was like, what is this deck? I'd never seen the deck, but he had like infinite Ball Lightnings. Anyway, I was playing Lantern and crushed him, but like the deck seemed very powerful, and it's
after
crazy.
I crushed you.
Yeah. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Funny story about this deck is at a PPTQ about a month ago, this guy was going around after round 3 bragging about how he hadn't lost a game yet, and I immediately was like, oh, I play this guy, I'm gonna smoke him. So I didn't know what he was on, and he goes company into 2 of the 6/1 haste, and I have a Vial on 2 and a Vial on 3, and he like attacks, so I'm like, Vial on 2, put in Thalia, Vial on 3, Reflector Mage one of them, and then first strike damage, kill your 6/1. We're done here. And
flexing those guns, are we?
Yeah, and I was just like, get out of here with your 3060 talk. We're not doing any of this. But yeah, it was funny, and multiple 6/1s died to 4th Street Prowlers, so that felt pretty good too, or 4th Bridge Prowlers, so that felt pretty good too. Yeah, but that deck's kind of like medium. The one big spike I want to talk about is Limdol's Vault.
Yeah.
From Commander 13, went from $2.87 to $12.46.
Insane.
$10.
Why?
I have no idea.
Commander, I guess. I'm assuming
Commander,
that's why.
I've also seen it in some legacy lists, some like what's it called? Some blue-black combo decks, because you got to set up your top 5 cards.
Yeah. And
it's like instant speed at the end of your opponent's turn. Set it up. And then if you have Brainstorm as well, you just get to set up 5, Brainstorm, and just have everything on lock. So that might be why, but I would have to look into that. Just very, very interesting to me.
Yeah.
And then also the temporal masteries both went up $10.
Yeah.
That's because of the was it the Yukiro, the ninja planeswalker?
Sure, yeah, that thing's insane.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, because it lets you stack what cards are on top of your deck.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
And that's what Lim Duel's Vault does the same thing.
Right. Okay, so maybe that is why. Maybe those are both commander spikes.
Yeah,
that's pretty interesting though.
They definitely smell like commander spikes. Like really not played in any modern or legacy decks.
No.
Which is the place that they would be played in if there was a spike.
Right.
So some downtrends, Evan. What you got for us? Some that lost value.
So, if you guys are looking to pick up some cards, looking to speculate, two I would look at is Arena Rector out of Battle Bond.
Oh, yeah.
It hit its lowest point this week, which I want to say is 13. Let me confirm that.
If it's below 15, I would pick them up.
So
that card's easily a $25 card.
Just a disclaimer: we are not in any way trying to get people to buy stuff. That you do with your money that's on you. So if you want to pick these up to play with, I would do so, but don't try.
These are just opinions.
Yeah.
Don't take anything we say as like definitive.
Yeah.
These are just opinions.
Yeah.
Based on years of watching cards go up and down.
Yeah.
Also working in the industry, like with card prices and everything. Speculation. So.
Don't try and get any monetary gain off of our words.
No.
We are just speculating at best. But Evan, what about the other card? Uh-oh.
Evan might have potatoed out.
The mashed potatoes? We got the mashed potatoes? Okay. So it's getting to the trial. Oh, whoops. Evan, you're back. Hello. Hi. We missed you.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
All right. So I heard you start to say getting the trials.
Yeah.
Evan, you want to fill us in?
Yeah. So I think this is due to the downtick in blue-white control in Modern, whether it be like Jeskai being more favored right now, or the graveyard-focused decks kind of pushing the control decks out of the format a little. But Gideon's down to like $7-8.
Okay.
So I think that's another one that would be a fairly safe, looking to pick them up. Now's the time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Can confirm if the meta's right in Modern. That card is insane. Last year I played it in blue-white control when Death Shadow was running rampant. What does Death Shadow like to do? Stick a big fat threat and make you deal with it. Well, Gideon just neutralizes and neuters that game plan all day and twice on Sundays. So definitely a good card for Modern. When the format's right. Obviously, right now there's a lot of Swarm decks, so I don't suggest you go and jam for getting into the trials in any deck.
Between humans and Vigvine and all that stuff, there's a lot of Swarm out there.
Yeah,
it's also very good when combo is very big. It's really good against Ad Nauseam because you just get an emblem right when it comes out.
Yeah,
right.
It's good against combos like that. KCI can deal with it.
Yeah,
but it's and then
not so good against Storm either. The emblem, because they could just grape shot. They can storm off high enough to kill it and then kind of just go.
Sure, but it still puts it still makes them do the extra work.
Yeah, it's still a hurdle they have to climb, like another hurdle. So what I'm saying is you probably don't board it out in that matchup.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And somebody could just accidentally say, all right, 23. I guess they changed the redirection rules. Never mind. That doesn't matter anymore. I once had a Storm opponent just say 20 to you, and I said, okay, I can't die.
I mean, even with the new rules, that would still be the thing.
Yeah. So even with the rules, I got a PTQ top 8 because of that kind of interaction.
Bad Storm player. Got it.
That's how we get there.
That's how you get there sometimes, man.
Yeah. One thing.
Better lucky than good.
All the time. Another thing. So Richard Garfield, the doctor himself, the mastermind behind the game that we are literally talking about for going on an hour now. Um, he's got a new game coming out, and
Yeah?
Fantasy Flight is the company that's kind of putting it out. It's called Keyforge, and do you guys want to say anything on this or?
No, man, you got
Okay,
it.
yeah. So
Go for
I'm kind of hyped about this. So
You seem like it.
It's a standalone game. So each deck is going to come with like I think it's 35 cards, and every single pack you buy is a different deck. You can never get the same exact deck. I forget what they said, but there was like hundreds of thousands of different decks you could get, and also the back of each card. The back of each deck, every single one in existence has a different back. Like, what I'm thinking is, okay, what is it, 1998, and sleeves don't exist or something? But, so yeah, it's like you buy your pack, that's your deck, and then you play like little limited games, and that's how the game's played. I don't know specifics on how the game is played or if it's anything like Magic, but it's a Garfield game. And that at least has my attention. So, what do you guys do? Are you guys going to try and play it, or at least try it out, or no?
I mean, anything Richard Garfield puts out, I try. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever played the King of Tokyo or the King of New York series, but like that's a Richard Garfield game, and that's a game I play regularly.
Yeah, you have quite the board game collection at this point. What about you, Kyle?
I mean, it sounds like interesting. I'm looking at some of the art right now, and the art, it looks so unique.
Yeah.
That like you wouldn't think that it came from the same creator as Magic. It's just it looks very interesting. I'm gonna try it. Like, he can't I'm sure he can't go wrong with what he does.
Yeah.
But it seems different. The different like clans or mana, I guess, would be Brodnar, Logos, Shadows, Sanctum, Mars, Dis, and Untamed.
Yeah.
So just like very different kind of things.
And like each deck has like, from what I read, has 3 different clans in it. And so, but none of them will have like the exact same cards, which is, I don't know how they're going to do that, but that's pretty crazy. So the next thing in the Nexus I want to talk about, and I know Evan, you also want to talk about this, is MTG Arena, which we were almost going to call this segment Arena, but the Nexus just fit because.
Yeah.
But Evan, what about Arena? What do you like? What do you dislike? What are your overall thoughts on it?
So, I like Arena as a program. Let's start there. It is
get out the good first, huh?
It is significantly more user friendly than Moto.
A lot less clicks too.
Correct. I think as much as some people have complained about the auto tapper, I think that is a nice nod to a time consideration and to newer players.
Sure.
Yeah, it just sucks whenever you tap. You have Azcanta the Sunken Ruin and Field of Ruin, and it taps your as like, oh, why did you tap the Azcanta? Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah, like when you have like multiple dual lands and like a single swap.
I think there are other things that they
dual land.
Yeah, 100%. It literally won't tap Field of Ruin if you have
it's
basics.
happened.
It literally won't tap it. Yeah, which feels bad, man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna rant for half a second, not long. I don't like the fact that being a beta user, you don't get to keep anything that you've used so far whenever it goes live. Like, that is a big incentive for me not to keep playing.
I mean, that's how it is for every TCG beta, though. Literally.
Yeah.
Sure, but like if they're telling you to buy packs to get more things to make your decks better for the beta, and it's like, okay, we're live now, you don't get any of that.
Yeah.
It's kind of frustrating.
I feel you.
I think, like, if they want it to be a competitive, like...
Oop. Mashed potatoes?
Yeah, if they want it to be competitive, I get, like, what their angle is. I feel like they need to clean it up a little bit, make it a little more sleek.
They're just.
Oh, you're back. You're visually.
Oh,
back.
did I cut out?
There we go. Yeah, you cut out for a little bit. You just mashed potatoes, just stirring it up a little bit. It's fine. Go on.
You might be potatoing some more.
Yeah,
it's okay.
So
it's all right.
So one thing that I believe they need to fix the way you acquire cards. For the love of God, this kind of plays into the competitive aspect of it as well. I don't need 14
12 copies
crap
of
mythic rares. You have to have some sort of dust system. Like Hearthstone, just take their model and emulate it. If they're going to take our game and emulate it, we can take pretty much everything we want from them and emulate it. So,
absolutely.
Maybe even if it's something, I think it's like you have to get 5 boosters in game to get unlock one mythic rare. That's over don't 8 call it, wins.
Instead of calling it dust, you could call it Planeswalker Spark or whatever.
Yeah.
And just it just makes sense. Once you're you have 4 Jace Cunning Castaways, that's a mythic you're never gonna play. Let me transform it into 1 Teferi.
Yes.
Or
100%. That is
one
I
Karn.
Would snap do that. Like Thanos, just snap do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Turn half of all of my bad mythics into 1 mythic.
Yes.
Whatever. Fine. Works with me.
100%. 100% agree. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Because you have to grind 8 wins. Not even 8 games. 8 actual wins. And it might be even more if you're playing in casual ladders. So it's just they have to fix the in-game economy. I
agree.
Evan, do you have any thoughts of the fact that there's no, out-of-game economy?
I mean,
or in terms of
we're
playing a trading card game, but there's no actual trading.
So I think it depends. So 2 things. One, I don't yes, in a physical sense, it is a trading card game, but I don't think that is how they are intending Arena. It feels like this is more something meant to compete on the esport market.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so I don't look at it through the same lens as a traditional trading card game.
Right.
Sure.
But in terms of not having an out of game market, I think it's meant to be better for a casual player. I think if you want your competitive market, they're still going to push you towards Moto and buy whatever you want to your heart's content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're never going to turn away money.
Right.
Well, it's Wizards of the Coast, so they might.
Right, sure.
But I think they mean Arena to be something different, and they keep sticking to this message of it's not a Moto replacement.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh.
I think if they do decide to replace Moto, then they're going to have to create an out-of-game market. I mean, there's no other way.
Think of all the people that have put so much money into Moto, either buying cards or grinding hard for what they have. There would have to be some kind of compensation.
Absolutely.
That's taken away so much money.
You could. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I buy humans on Moto, I want to have. If they're going to take away Moto, I'm going to want to have that compensated somehow.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't think that. I don't know. If I had a Moto collection that was worth a damn, I would be selling it right now. I don't. I have a standard deck, so it's whatever. But I think the writing.
I don't know.
I think the writing is on the wall, and it says in the very, very fine print on the Moto terms and conditions. None of this crap is worth anything, and if we choose to take it from you, we can. So,
it's just I don't see how the servers for Arena would have to get a lot better, and the processing speed. They would have to do some really big upgrades for all the vintage cubes to go on there and have animations for every vintage card. Animation for Dak Faden, animation for Elishnorn, animation for Ophiomancer.
I don't think that's
that
happen.
Is so much. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I don't. And people love their vintage cube. People love their throwback Return to Ravnica cube. So like, I don't think they're going to take away MT online or the Moto.
No.
I think it's here for a while, and it's really good for the grinders. I don't like I love playing humans. I don't think I would like dealing with animation every single time on Arena. Dealing with the animation for every card. Dealing with like.
So what if they had a option where you could just turn it off?
I would still have to wait for my opponent's stuff to go through, like animation every time they activate as kata, animation.
That's fair.
I don't know.
Fair.
It's just like it adds like time to the game where it's like, okay, I want to get as many games in as I can to get as many like all the experience that I want. I don't want to watch like Teferi put his thing up in the air whenever he gets cast, or like Champion of the Parish to say something every time he attacks, or like I don't. It's just like,
I feel you.
A little bit too tedious for like grinders.
Yeah.
I hadn't even.
I agree.
Grinders want to go like hard before a PPTQ or a GP or an SCG. They want to like just go at it on their practice, and like it's like grinding 5, 6, 7 leagues a day. Like you can't do that on Arena. Like that takes way longer.
One thing too, this doesn't really have anything to do with the grinder aspect, but I think if it doesn't have mobile on launch day, it's a huge 100%. Punt. And going back to the whole Wizards hates money thing, if it's not on there, you're literally just leaving money on the table. It has to be on mobile, iOS and Android, free to play, 100% on launch 100%. Day. On launch day, has to be on launch day.
Do you know how many people I see between matches of Magic just on Hearthstone on their phone?
Yeah,
so many.
That could be all that
could just be
100% Magic. I would literally never play Hearthstone on my phone, or ever really, if I had Arena on my phone.
I would play Arena on my phone.
I would if it was on my phone. I would uninstall Hearthstone today if that was an option.
They someone in the building has had to said that to like somebody in management. Like, this has to be done before the release, right? Yeah. Like, not doing so is just throwing money out the door.
We are talking about the same company. Might be a full segment, but you're talking about the same company that allowed Tree of Redemption to be the Innistrad Mythic Rare. Are you joking my ass? Like,
that's a punt on its own.
Geist of Saint Traft, Liliana the Veil, Snapcaster Mage. 3
don't worry.
inclusions.
It's okay. They did it twice.
But oh my god.
Yeah,
anyway, so whenever I think about like what could possibly go wrong with this part that Wizards is doing, I just think back to it's Wizards of the Coast. They're probably going to screw it up somehow.
Right.
So
it's pretty bad. Anyway,
100%.
Yeah.
Evan, anything else? Does anybody have anything else that could be in the Nexus?
No, man, I'm good.
No, I think that's all I got.
Awesome. Well, I think that might bring us to our final. Bring
us to the cleanup step, where we talk about what's going on this week in Magic, and what we think's gonna happen, like coming up. So first of all, there's another PPTQ this weekend.
I was just about to bring that up.
I'm not going to be a dummy. I'm just going to play humans.
Yep.
I'm not going to be a silly boy. Going to play humans. Going to rock it. I'm going to win it. Called shot right now.
Oh man, called shot.
Called shot.
We are going to roast you next Sunday.
Can't wait till next week.
Yeah, buddy. Hashtag roast Kyle next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he doesn't take it home.
It's all right. If he does take it home, it'll be in the tilt section.
Here come the excuses already.
Alex can't roast me if I beat him in the PPTQ. If I win our match,
I disagree.
He can't roast me. Evan can though. That's fine.
Well, Evan's not playing though.
I know, but if I beat you,
I was just typically talking about
Evan make that cameo.
Evan
make that cameo.
Are you gonna play?
Yeah.
Evan, are you gonna play?
Is it Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
I gotta see if I work. Maybe.
You gotta come, dude.
You better call off work.
You haven't been to a PTQ in forever. Since last PTQ season. Like last year.
besides that, we have BNR on Monday.
Yep.
If you're in the St. Louis area, you should go to anywhere you can throughout the week. Just play some Magic, get some reps in.
Yeah. Because Modern might get shaken up, and this PTQ could be super interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it gets like real on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Or Friday. Friday's the day where it goes live.
It'll go live Friday.
So Saturday morning will be the first day.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be the very first tournament of maybe new Modern.
And this Saturday as well is Modern Open in Baltimore. So that'll be a good one that we can also talk about. Anyone going there, have a good time. Good luck. Play humans. Win the game.
Nah, fam.
Nah?
Cryptic commands.
Anything for you guys?
Yeah, I'm just stoked about the PTQ. I'm excited to see what happens with the BNR. Kind of stuff we've already touched on, but Evan, anything for you between now and then?
Not really. I'm looking at the smaller formats. Like, I want to see what's going to happen. Pauper's kind of been getting shaken up lately, and so
Evan loves Pauper. If you didn't know that, Kyle.
I do.
If there's something big with Pauper, I mean, we can definitely talk about it.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, dude. Pauper is the best format.
If anyone has, also, if any viewers or listeners have any suggestions, go ahead and tweet at us at the SnapCast1 on Twitter.
Top of the screen, right over there. Right over there.
There.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So tweet at us, follow us on YouTube. All of our videos are going to go up there.
Yep.
Comments, concerns, questions, advice, anything you guys have.
If you
hit us up.
if you dig it, if you hate us, construct. Be nice. This is our first time together in a room together casting this. So
yeah, for sure.
But
also, we could do some viewer questions for the next week.
100%.
If you have any questions about Magic, about finance, about life, anything, man, just throw it to us. Just tweet at us, DM us on Twitter with those questions, put them in public, whatever you want, man.
But other than that, thanks for everybody hanging out with us for this last hour and a half, coming up on an hour and a half. So, guys, good job. Thanks. I appreciate the conversations.
Yeah, man. As always, good time.
For sure.
But like I said, Twitter, the SnapCast1, YouTube, the SnapCast18, and of course Twitch, SnapCast MTG. We will have a podcast by next week's
release
cast.
date.
So, and we will be going. What time next week, guys?
8:30.
8:30. Okay, so 8:30 next week. We got a little late start, but every week from here on, it's going to be 8:30 on Sunday. So, appreciate everybody for hanging out with us, talking Magic, and y'all have a great night.
Play humans.
All right, see you guys.